Great. Okay. Well, I'll also just do the quick introduction as well before we start. I'm Adam Eagle, the CEO and founder of Beam. We partner with RenoFi. They offer great kind of home renovation financing solutions, and we help a lot with the financial and construction management side of construction. And our systems integrate nicely together in that you're able to offer home renovation financing directly in Beam proposals. And we thought about a month or two back, hey, why don't we do a joint webinar where we can show some of the Beam customers what RenoFi has to offer, and similarly, RenoFi customers, we can show them what the Beam platform does and how it can help them show that their RenoFi offers directly in proposals. So we put this together, and we're recording this so that folks can watch it after the fact as well. So it'll be a good resource. So why don't you pop open the slides and we'll start presenting, and we can just get right into it.
Perfect. That sounds good. And when I go full screen, it does lose the other boxes.
Yeah.
So any questions throughout, feel free to interrupt me, Adam.
Yeah. One thing I'll just say before we begin, if you have questions, feel free to either put them in the chat or in the questions section right next to chat. If you put them in the questions section, it's a little easier to follow. But either way, I'll be taking a look while she's presenting, and then she'll take a look while I'm presenting, and we'll finish up with a round of Q&As.
Awesome. That sounds great. Okay, so jumping in. So you guys, by leveraging both RenoFi and Beam, we suspect you can win more jobs with your proposals and financing, because we all know homeowners nowadays, they're feeling stuck. A lot of folks took advantage of those lower interest rates back in 2018, 2019. So people have a lot of 3% mortgages on that starter home that they purchased, but they're starting to realize that starter home definitely is not their forever home and may have some more upgrades needed than they initially thought. We also know that inflation has been a killer these last few years, so it's definitely impacted homeowner spending just in general, those luxury projects, but also those have-to projects kind of get delayed because of costs, and also because homeowners don't have a whole lot of savings right now. They've been having to utilize their savings just for your average daily living. We also know that mortgage rates have just been increasingly high. So why would somebody refinance their 3% mortgage into a construction loan, or what's called a 203K, a renovation loan, just to get double that interest rate? First mortgage rates are around 7% right now. And so that's a really hard pill for homeowners to swallow if they refinance that 3% interest rate. The other kicker is they know that their home needs those upgrades. We know that the housing stock here in America needs a decent facelift. There are a lot of older homes out there, and because interest rates are so high, there's less homeowners moving, which means there's just less options out there for those first-time home buyers that are in a position to purchase their home right now. And so the homes that they are looking at do need those upgrades, do need that facelift. But what are homeowners to do? And so introducing the RenoFi loan. RenoFi specializes in home equity loans based on the future value. We are actually tapping into the future equity that your project is adding back into the property. We've got a very simplified process with Beam as well. So leveraging Beam software, you can actually embed that financing with that initial proposal. That way you're not showing that scary 6-figure number. You can show it as a small 3 or 4-digit monthly payment. Like I said, we leverage the future value. We can actually go up to 90% of loan to future value. And we are considered the anti-construction loan. So even though we're tapping into that future value and that future equity, there are no draws, there are no inspections. As part of our application process, we are going to offset the risk of both that borrower and that project. Our loan amounts do go up to $500,000. However, I call that kind of a soft max because we have had some great success getting loans approved as high as $750,000. So for those top tier borrowers, for those larger projects, we can explore options larger than $500,000. And with a RenoFi loan, there are no prepayment penalties. So the homeowner can leverage our loan product, get that dream project completed, and then refinance it or pay it off at any point in time. We do have flexible payment options. So RenoFi actually acts as basically a lender platform as well, in addition to our risk assessment of the renovation. So we have about 25 different credit union partners that we work with to issue the funding. And basically what that does is it creates a rate environment for your clients to leverage. So they can actually review 3 or 4 different loan options, interest rates, and terms, and pick which program fits best with their monthly budget. Here's just a side-by-side comparison of if you guys were comparing or your clients were comparing a traditional home equity versus a RenoFi home equity option. A traditional home equity is usually capped at between 75 and 80% of loan to current value, whereas RenoFi loan can go up to 90% of loan to future value. And so when homeowners are looking at doing that project and they don't have the equity in their home, a lot of times they just don't move forward, or they say, we'll get that done in 2 to 5 years and we can buy down or pay off some of that mortgage and tap into their equity. Well, we don't know what it's going to look like in 5 years. Material costs may increase, mortgage rates may continue to go up. There's a lot of ambiguity in waiting for the future to get that project done. But by leveraging a RenoFi loan and tapping into that future equity now, they can go ahead and enjoy more time in that dream home, really enjoy their space more. And so this side-by-side comparison kind of shows you that with a current HELOC, this homeowner could have only leveraged $15,000, which, let's be honest, it's hard to even do a kitchen upgrade for $15,000 nowadays. Versus a RenoFi loan, we're able to tap into $105,000, which is a much significant upgrade for that homeowner and for that home, that property for them. So we've talked about what we can offer your clients, but what do we offer for contractors? So as part of our partner program and being able to leverage financing, one, you get to be a one-stop shop for your client, because we already know that 100% of that wish list never meets the budget in their mind. And so there are homeowners out there, when they're vetting contractors, financing does come up. And so by not offering financing, you could potentially lose out on that project from a competitor who does offer financing. So by offering financing on your website and providing that resource to homeowners, it keeps them on your website, keeps them going through your sales process. And because of our unique product offering, we can help you upsell those projects to increase project sizes. Because if a homeowner is looking and comparing a project of $75,000 versus $120,000, and they review the interest rates the monthly payment that we provide, they could see that for $120,000, it may only be $100 to $150 more a month versus that $75,000 project. So it allows you guys to upsell, and it allows the homeowner to really do that dream project, get that wish list done. Also, we'll help you guys with that conversion rate. I know everyone here, we're always looking to increase those conversion rates, get more contracts signed. And so by offering financing, you're able to tap into another market of homeowners to be able to offer your services to. Oh, I'm going to kick it over to you, Adam.
Awesome. I was muted. So we wanted to quickly just talk about how you could build winning proposals, because, there's a funnel, as we talked about in sales, in all sales really, but especially in construction sales, from meeting a prospect, meeting an opportunity, all the way to winning the job. And oftentimes that involves site visits, taking measurements, doing a takeoff or pricing exercise, to then finally sharing more about your company and sharing a price breakdown. Pricing isn't everything. I can tell you, as someone who just recently did a little bit project at my own house, I ended up not choosing the lowest price. I ended up choosing a price in the middle, but with a contractor that I really believed in. And there are a lot of subtle ways that you can basically encourage your clients to really believe in you as a business, as a company, as a person. And it comes down to storytelling. On the right, you'll see this nice proposal. This is the style of proposal we help you create in Beam, where you get a cover page with a photo of your work, with your logo, with an about that describes your business, and signed by the business owner. What we've done is we've looked at some of our top performing contractors, our contractors that win the most jobs, that have the biggest deal sizes, that are moving really quickly, and we've kind of studied them and figured out what they've done well. And this is one of the things that we've seen, really clear proposals with a really great story that they're telling about the business. It really just works. It turns out all of us, even though we think we're not emotional creatures, we truly are. And building that beautiful proposal really does help. Compare that to a spreadsheet. There are the types of people like me. I do love numbers, and I love seeing a nice spreadsheet. But that spreadsheet with a beautiful overall proposal describing the business and why I should trust them is going to be a lot more effective. So this is something that Beam can help you with. I'll show you in a couple minutes with a full demo. And even if you aren't using Beam for proposals, this is something I'd recommend you look into establishing as a practice. Now, if you head over to the next slide, I want to talk a little bit about using renovation financing offers directly in your proposal. So, as Madelyn suggested, the more that you can keep them in your process, on your website, in your proposal, the better. If they start shopping around for financing offers all across the internet, you don't really know where they're going to end up. If they end up going to a home advisor or Thumbtack or something like that, and then getting 3 more contractors to bid on the project. So my recommendation is always build that proposal with the financing offer directly on it, so that you're kind of pushing them through the process and helping them figure out financing for their project if they do need it. If they don't need it, that's great too. But you might as well show it. And one of the cool things about the Beam and RenoFi integration is we pull the interest rates on a standard loan, and we look at the project amount, and we show the financing based off of that number. So it is customized, and then it has a link directly to the pre-application process on the RenoFi site. And you can actually track that somebody's clicked on that link. So in the Beam dashboard, you're going to be able to see that somebody followed the RenoFi link to fill out an application. So again, if you have any questions, I want to make sure you're posting them on either the questions or the chat section. I'm going to transition now into showing you guys a demo of the proposal builder and the RenoFi offer. So if you want to just stop sharing, I'll start sharing my screen right now. Alrighty, so let me share over here. Can you see that?
Yes.
Awesome. So I'm going to start by creating a new estimate right here. And I'm going to pull, I'll do Alex over here. And we're just going to put in a new project address. Now, in Beam, I can set up accounting codes, cost types, and things like this to help me with my accounting. But let's just imagine, we're putting together our estimate. Let's say we have here, start with general requirements. And then we have another item for demolition, another item for concrete and foundation. You can just go through here, right, as you might imagine, putting together a proposal. And I'm going to do something really simple here. I'm going to say this is 20,000 with a 20% markup. Set all these markups to 20%, so they're nice numbers. Demolition, 15,000. Concrete and foundation, 25. Framing, 30. And then we'll add just another item here for finishes. Obviously a little too simple, but I just wanted to quickly put something together. We have a $204,000 job. I can see my profit margin here internally. If I go over here, I'm going to see how this shows. I'm going to hide a quantity actually here, so just showing the final amounts. Now, here are some cool features. One, I can collect an e-signature directly in here. So I can collect that e-signature to show that the homeowner is committed. But here's where I want to show you the Beam cover page. Right here, you'll see a default image. I can always update this to a real image of one of my projects. My logo right here, and then an About Us section. So this could say About Engineering Construction. We can fill this out. We give you a defaults template and you can always adjust it. So I fill out this section, really nice and pretty. And now I can review my email that I sent to the homeowner. Now you'll see I have a 2-page PDF. 1, 2. I can write a nice message here. And here I can turn on the RenoFi offer. Now I don't know why. There we go. Now it's turned on. So just by toggling that switch, I'm going to show that offer and I'm going to see my monthly price here. So you'll see $14.17 a month. That's based off of the amount of the estimate. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to send this out to the homeowner. In this case, it's Alex. And when I go over here, I open up my Gmail. And I see that I got this estimate email, $204,000. And when I go in here, I'm going to see this estimate, see the price breakdown, and I'm going to see the offer right here alongside the full estimate amount. So now I can click on this link and follow this link to go directly to RenoFi for my offer. And I'm also going to see that amount pre-filled here. So 204,000, and I can go through that pre-qualification process. So it makes that process really, really easy for the homeowner. Now, from this system, you'll see that I can track that RenoFi offer was clicked, and I can also track that the email was viewed and the estimate page was viewed. Now, hopefully they get a financing offer. They say, yeah, we want to move forward. They approve it, they sign it, and then you can convert this to a project and start invoicing on Beam and managing your entire project on Beam. But we want to make that really, really easy. This process that may have taken an hour, 2 hours before in terms of putting together that PDF, getting the RenoFi offer from the system, and then sending it over is now just a matter of a couple clicks. So stop sharing. I think we have a couple more slides, but curious if there are any questions about that, because I know I ran through the whole process fairly quickly.
And what's great with Beam's integration and offering that RenoFi financing is, if you guys notice, that monthly payment, big and at the top, homeowner can't miss that. And for a $200,000, $204,000 to be exact project, we're looking at about a $1,400 monthly payment. I'd take that all day, versus trying to come up with $200,000. So it will just validate that project for homeowners, and it's a lot more digestible for them to understand, oh, well, $1,400 fits well within my budget, versus them trying to figure out for $200,000, do they have that in savings? If not, are they taking it out of investments, taking potential financial hits by removing it from investment accounts and 401ks and things like that, versus just leveraging a financing solution, your preferred financing partner, and being able to get that full project completed. Give you guys a chance to upsell that even.
One thing I'll also say about RenoFi is, RenoFi is a startup and has this startup mentality that we really love. You reach out to them, they respond quickly. They're moving quickly. They really care about customer experience. When you're working with a traditional bank, you don't know what you're going to get. You might get someone who doesn't respond to you for 3 days. I mean, most of us have probably been through some process working with the bank, either for a mortgage or loan or something like that. It can be pretty tough. It's hit or miss. RenoFi has a really great experience because it has the startup culture. So first question for Valeria, you can CC yourself on the email. You can also, you kind of get a preview of the email when you're sending it, and you can even send yourself a test copy if you want. But yeah, you can get a preview of that. If you want to be CC'd on the email and you do open up the email yourself, you're going to lose some of the ability to track email opens. And then, yeah, your second question about credit score, I'm sure it depends, but I'm curious, Madelyn, what you have to say about that.
Yeah, so actually our lowest credit score minimum is going to be a 660 to qualify for all of our loan types. We may have some programs available as low as 630, but we do start to kind of limit loan offerings below 660. However, we do also work with a credit repair specialist. So if somebody is not to that point where they're at a 660 or 630 to qualify, we can help them get to that qualifying credit score. I also saw Sam had a question. What if someone has a mortgage now? How long does it take for them to find out if approved? So RenoFi's core offerings are actually a second lien loan. So what that means is they will keep their mortgage as is. We will actually go behind their mortgage and just finance the cost of the renovation. And then on that approval, we actually can pre-qualify somebody within 24 to 48 hours. We'll pre-qualify someone based on a soft credit pull and a review of their income documents. And then we usually hang out in that pre-qualification stage for a little while, because to start our appraisal process, we will need the proposal and the plans from our contractors. Great question, Sam and Valerie.
Yeah, that's cool. I did not know that you guys do that.
Yep, we understand. It's been an interesting few years, so some folks just need a little guidance on how to get their credit and debt to income ratio in line to get approved. So we are happy to help. So Texas, yes, Texas is an interesting market. They do actually allow second lien loans. We work with a local lender in Texas to offer it. It's not called a HELOC option. In Texas, we do call it a home improvement loan. Texas has some nuanced guidelines, but they built this in after the housing crash in 2008, which has kept Texas's housing market very strong. So we definitely understand the guidelines. But yes, Josh, we can help with the second lien option in Texas. There's just a few additional qualifying factors that the homeowner has to meet. And happy to sync with you on that afterwards if you'd like.
Yeah, actually, I got another question for you. I remember when we started working with RenoFi, there were a couple states that weren't yet supported. What's your current state coverage as of today?
Yep. So for our mortgage offering, we are actually active in 46 states. So the states where we are not currently active or currently licensed, it's going to be New York, Utah, Massachusetts, and Hawaii. Now, both New York and Utah are on the roadmap, hopefully by the end of this year, but we are getting close to the end of the year, maybe next year. Hawaii and Massachusetts, no immediate plans.
Got it. I think there's another question here. How can I get involved? Sam, getting involved with RenoFi, getting involved with Beam, both? Mm-hmm. Yeah. We're going to send at the end of this meeting an email to everyone who attended. And in that email, it'll include contact information for both of us. So for RenoFi, actually for both of our services, you can kind of sign up and get started on your own. But usually for something like Beam, because our software has a lot of features, it's great to get some time scheduled with one of our customer success specialists. For RenoFi, Madelyn, I'm curious how you recommend folks kind of get started. I know that there's a contractor portal that they can usually get started with on their own.
Yep. So I'll actually drop that link in the chat feature now. Access to our contractors page. You can actually go through a self sign up to get access to our portal. But similar to Beam, we've got some features in there. And so there's an option to actually schedule a call on my calendar as well. So feel free to grab a time. We can kind of go through the contractor portal that we have, and also a little bit deep dive into the loan programs. I did speak primarily on our RenoFi home equity options, but we do want to be a one-stop shop for our contractor partners and your homeowners. So we do have other loan offerings, but our core product and the most common one we see homeowners choose homes 100%. We love ADUs. If a homeowner is planning to add an ADU to their backyard, we've seen significant property value increase. So it is a project we can help. For modular homes, we do have options as well. If somebody's looking to potentially purchase land and then add a modular home, we could absolutely help with that. Manufactured new build is a little bit trickier, but we can do modular, manufactured, stick built ADUs, any type of ADU.
Awesome. And I just added another link there that takes you directly to a page where you can book a time with a Beam expert. You can also sign up with, at the link at the top of the website, and we'll probably reach out as well within a day or two of you signing up, just to offer some times to get trained. Any other questions? A lot of great questions already. I know this is a big topic for contractors right now because the market has, I don't want to say softened, but homeowners do have, we're operating in this higher interest rate environment. A lot of folks don't have as much cash as they did in 2020 or 2019. And so RenoFi is as relevant as ever for contractors looking to grow their business.
Yes, 100%. And with the simplicity of Beam and being able to offer that financing option, we really just want to help streamline your process, help you guys get more contracts signed.